Tabitha never knew who her father was until she was 13 years old. And that's also when she uncovered a disturbing secret. She was told that her father molested her when she was only 3. But Emmett denies ever abusing his daughter and has been trying to be in her life for 17 years. Your daughter's here today to find out if you molested her. And because of this accusation, you haven't been in her life for 16 odd years, right?
17 years.
17 years. We got to do it standing up.
Yeah.
When you think about this, you were with Tabitha's mother, right?
Yes.
You're living together.
Yes.
You have a 3-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Kind of like a normal life, right?
Yes.
And then how does it get, how does it implode?
I don't know how to explain it, but the only thing I can tell you, I'd never touch my daughter. I love my daughter. And I'd hang my man from a tree if he ever done it to my daughter.
So you're being dead and you're working at the time, I'm assuming?
Yes, I came home from work, and I had a DCF at my house. There was no law there. And she told me that she needed to speak to me. And I was like, all right. She says, she said, I heard that you have touched your daughter. I was like, let me get my wife. And she's like, all right. She says, I need to take your daughter in there to ask her some questions. I was like, all right. So I need you to stand outside, and my wife went in there, and then she came back out, and she said, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave until we get this done with your daughter and get the investigation done. So I did that. So I come back home 2 weeks later. She took she took my daughter. She left all the clothes.
Your wife?
Yeah, my wife.
So you come home 2 weeks later.
To nothing.
To nothing?
To nothing.
Everything that you knew, everything that you had is gone?
Yeah.
Your wife, your daughter,
yes.
your furniture, clothes, everything's gone?
No, just the kids' clothes.
Just the clothes?
Yeah, and her and my daughter.
They're gone?
Everything's gone.
Did you molest your daughter?
No, sir.
Never touched her?
No, hell no.
Why do you think that you were accused of it?
Well, I was 19 years old. I had an affair on my wife with a girl. I didn't know the age at the time. I was 19.
Right.
The girl was 15. I didn't know it. She said she was 18. And that's the only thing I
And
could
you were
figure.
married? You were married at 19?
Yes.
And your wife found out about it?
Yes.
And I got to imagine she was pretty pissed off at you, huh?
Yes, she was.
How long after that did this incident happen with your daughter?
It was probably, I guess, around 8 years, and she's...
Oh, so a long time had passed.
Yes.
Yeah. So you think that might have been some of the
That's
motivation?
what I'm thinking anyway.
Did police ever arrest you or question
I was never arrested or nothing.
Police never talked to you?
No.
So when you get home and your family's gone, what did you do did you try to find them?
I tried.
And what happened with that?
Well, what happened is, I guess someone from her family called me and let me know that she was up in North Carolina. And then one day...
She moved out of state?
Yes. She left before the investigation was done.
Right. She called you?
Yes.
And how did that phone call go?
Well, when I first talked to her, my dad told her I was locked up. And he told her the date that I'd probably be getting out. So she called the house, went to my dad.
You were in prison?
Yes.
And
I was in jail at the time.
Oh, you were in jail. What were you in jail for?
I was in jail. It was for petty theft.
Okay. Your daughter finds out when you're going to be out of jail, and she calls you?
Yeah, she called, which my dad wasn't home, but I heard the phone ringing.
It had to blow your mind that your daughter was on the other end, right?
She said, yeah, believe me, it did. She said, can I talk to my dad? And I'm like, who? She said, Emmett. I said, well, you're talking to him.
So, because you didn't recognize the voice?
No.
And then when she said she's looking for Emmett, you said, I'm your dad.
Yeah, I just broke down.
You start crying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that was the first time you talked to her since she was 3 years old?
Yeah.
That's a pretty incredible story.
But I prayed every day, too, whenever I was locked up.
Your daughter is here. You haven't seen her in 17 years. I can't imagine that. You're going to see her for the very first time, and somebody accused you of doing something really bad. You wrote her letters this whole time.
Yes.
She was never given the letters.
No.
She found the letters, and they were letters you were trying to be in her life and
Yes.
trying to find her. Why do you think that those letters were kept from her?
I don't know.
You have no
I don't
idea.
think she ever wanted my daughter to know.
Did you ever get divorced?
Yes.
You did?
And they gave her, whenever I got my divorce, they gave her full custody of my kids.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't have the money to try to fight it to get a lawyer or anything like that.
You know, I can't stress enough how impactful this is probably going to be on you right now. You haven't seen your daughter since she was 3 years old.
No.
Your daughter now is 19. She's here. Let's bring her out.
It's up to you, Tabby. You don't have to. It's up to you.
If you loved me, why didn't you fight?
'Cause I
Find me
couldn't-
and go see me.
I couldn't find you. And
You
your
could
mother.
have tried harder.
No, your mother would not let me know where you were at.
It don't matter. There's other people you could get through.
I did get in touch with. I did get in touch with it and talk to him. But they didn't tell me where you were at. The only thing they told me was you was in North Carolina. That's all they told me.
You missed my whole life.
And I knew I do, and I pay for it every day, girl. I pay for it every day of my life.
You don't think I did?
I know you did. So do I. I missed all your birthdays, Christmases, Thanksgiving. Do you think I like that? Hell no. Because I love you, and always have, and I ain't never ever thought, ever had you out of my mind. I prayed every day that you would call me. Every day.
The most important day of my son being born, you wasn't there.
And I'm sorry for that, but that was not my fault. I had nothing to do with that. That was all on your mom. I'm sorry.
You could have had something to do with it.
Do you have memories of your father?
No. Nothing.
Well, 3 years old, I can't imagine you would have any memories when you're 3 years old. Do you believe you were abused?
The way things were said, yeah.
Who told you these things?
My mom did. She said the babysitter told her that I said that he touched me.
And does your mom believe that Emmett did this?
Yeah.
She does. It's kind of hard to see it from both sides here. Emmett here is a man, has a wife and a daughter, and then out of the blue, bam, he gets taken away. He says he didn't do anything. At what point did you start asking your mom, like, hey, where's my dad at?
After all the kids started asking me, why don't you have a dad?
And
Where's
how
your
old
dad?
were you at that time?
I was about maybe 6.
6. So kids start asking you where your dad is. You go to your mom and you say, you know, where's my dad? And what did she tell you?
She said she didn't know.
Can you relate to this story? Go to www.stevewilkos.com to get my help. You looking at this man who is your father. You haven't seen him in 17 years. Truthfully, you have no recollection of him all. What is going through you right now? When you look at him, this is your dad.
Hurt, scared. I feel like he's a stranger to me.
What made you decide to now reach out to him and find him?
Because I found letters in my mom's boxes of stuff when
That she
moved
never
in.
gave to you?
No,
Did you ask her why she didn't give them to you?
no. I tried, but she wouldn't answer me.
She wouldn't answer you. And you provided all these letters that your father did write.
Yes.
Does it strike you as this is the kind of man, the actions that he abused me and now he's trying to track me down? He wrote all these letters. Your mom hit him. Seems kind of odd, doesn't it?
Yes.
What do you hoping happens today?
I hope he passes it so I can have a dad in my life. So I can make up for lost times. I mean, it's not going to be the same as it would if he was there in my
You
life.
can't get that time back. You're right about that. What did your mom say when you said, hey, I'm going to go on the Steve Wilkos show and meet my dad?
She told me it was stupid, that I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't embarrass me and him both.
She feels like coming out and you're going to embarrass him.
And-
Because what? Because the truth is going to come out?
Yeah.
But he's not embarrassed. He's here. And why are you here?
Why? Because I want her to know the truth.
17 years. I mean, if you didn't do it, somebody robbed this man and robbed you of your father for 17 years. But if he did do it, then maybe somebody was looking out for you, got him away from you.
Yeah.
He came here to clear his name, and he came here and he took a lie detector test. And we asked Emmett, did you ever sexually molest your daughter? And he answered no. And the results for his lie detector test is that Emmett told the truth. I didn't even touch upon that. When you first came out, you said you have a son.
Yes.
So not only haven't you seen your daughter in 17 years, you've never met your grandson. And how old is your son?
He's 5 months.
He's 5 months old. So he not only didn't get to be in your life, he has a grandson he's never met. Now that he has passed his test, and I think you're a smart girl, you read these letters. Obviously, the man tried to track you down and get a hold of you. Are you going to have a relationship together now, or is he going to be grandpa?
I'm going to try and build one.
I'm glad that you came here today. I'm glad you were able to clear your name. I'm glad you got your father back in your life. And I'm glad for your son that he's going to have a grandfather in his life. So thanks for coming on. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Take your daughter and go be with your daughter.